Yo, and welcome to the Simple Explanation Guide. Today's video is about the meta achievement, Seasons of the Dragons. What is it, where is it in your achievements list, and why would you even want to do it in the first place? The reason being is that there is a very easy to obtain legendary amulet. It gives you this neat effect that you can toggle on or off. So you get this rainbowy Oreen effect while you wear it. And when you draw a weapon, you get that burst of light color. I don't know if you saw here. If you're like me, you probably just toggle it off. Not only do you get the amulet, but you also get a variety of other awards as well, like an ascended weapon, a token that can be exchanged in End of Dragons for a new precursor weapon, and a nice 32 slot bag. You also get your legendary amulet, like I said, and you get a title, but does anyone really care? Now, you might have heard that this was a special time event, but that's not true. All of these achievements are forever in-game and are very easy to complete, assuming you own all the Living World seasons. That's honestly the biggest barrier to entry. You gotta have all the Living World episodes. And if you're a brand new player and you missed the times when it was given out for free, you're gonna have to come up with the money or the gold to get those chapters. There's no way around it. I'll admit this part kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do? I'm just the deliverer of knowledge here. I don't make the rules. The overarching meta achievement is called Seasons of the Dragons, and you can currently find this by opening your achievements panel and going down to side stories and clicking current events, and it's right here, Seasons of the Dragons. Now, Seasons of the Dragons is very good at showing your overall progress towards completing it, but each one of these is a whole nother list of achievements on their own. So this isn't necessarily the most useful. It can just tell you how close you are to being 100% complete. What you're actually going to want is to find the Return to achievements. And you can find that also in side stories, but instead of current events, scroll down and you'll start seeing Return to Gates of Maguma and Entanglement, Return to Dragon's Reach, Return to Echoes of the Past, Return to Seeds of Truth, Return to Out of... So all these are called the Return to achievements. These are the achievements that these are the main things you're gonna be trying to do. Now each one of these Return to is a particular chapter in the Living World. The achievements are always pretty similar, so all you have to do usually is replay the story of that chapter and then complete a variety of events. If the map has a meta event, you'll have to do that meta event. And the last thing you'll always have to do is just gather ore, trees, and plants. Usually like cut down 30 trees, collect 30 ore, gather 15 plants, etc., etc. There is some variation depending on the map itself, but the majority of the time what it comes down to is do content on this map. Redo story, do content. Redo story, do content. It's relatively samey, it's not too hard. So yeah, that's all basically what it comes down to. When you finish one of these Return to achievements, like when you get all 9 here, or when you get the Return of the Head of the Snake and you do all these, completing all of this will give you your one step closer to this, if that makes sense. This is the meta. You do one of these and it gives you 1 point towards this. I know it can seem a little confusing, which is why the best thing to do is just look at the Return to, do all 12. Look at Return to, do all 9. Look at the Return to, do all 10. And just do that all the way down until you've done, it starts with Return to Gates of Maguma and Entanglement, and ends all the way down at the Iceroot Saga, Return to Champions. So you have to do all the Living World in that case. Completing each individual Return to also has its own rewards. You can click on this and to actually see what you get. Majority of the time you're gonna get things like Mystic Coins, the map currency, like whatever is that actual map item of that zone. You also usually get a certain weapon skin you can choose from, like this was the plasma, so you could choose any of these plasma skins, or you can also just get more mystic coins depending on what you want. So not only do you get the overarching meta items, but you also get a bunch of money and resources for just doing it. So it's very, very profitable to do it at least once, because the game does give you lots of reason to do it. I hope that this video explained what Seasons of the Dragons is knowing that it's actually in-game permanently. So this isn't a one-time thing, and you can still get your special legendary amulet. I know that there is a lot of UI bloat, and it can be very difficult for new players to absorb everything they're looking at. So just to make it very simple, open your achievements. You just want to go right down to side stories. Everything's in side stories. And then start doing your return to. And if you want to know the overarching thing, you just click on current and go to Seasons of the Dragons. Now, these end conjecture, peer review, parallel analysis, these are not necessary for the meta, for the Seasons of Dragons, if you don't, if you just want the rewards. But every time you complete a segment, so let's say once you finish return all the way to point of no return, you can go back to Tyria and Goric, and they'll have a little thing to tell you. Then you can do the next season where you do return from out of the shadows all the way down to one path ends, and then you can go back and talk and you get another thing. And then you can do return to daybreak all the way to return to war eternal, you get another one, and then you do all that. Basically each season, when it concludes, you can go back to Goric and Tyria to get a little bit more story. So yeah, hopefully that helps out. Go out there, get your legendary amulet, get your item for your precursor weapon when End of Dragons comes out, and get lots of money. So the mystic coins, I just picked mystic coins all day. I have tons of mystic coins now, definitely worth it. So I hope that helped you out. Thanks for the subbing to the channel. Thanks for liking the video and leaving comments. It helps me out a bunch. And until the next video, you guys, stay super.